he's doing his best.
Make
right
up some
now.
lye water, let it soak in it, and clean it up good, and that'll work
Dave
good too.
mentioned
That's
something at
more
least
traditional.
2 or 3 times. What you put into it is going to affect what comes out of it. If you put in a lot of time and effort and energy to making this beginning process proper, it's going to be easier to get a better product in the end. Good in, good out. Junk in, junk out. Take your time and do it right. That's fine. I'm not worried about it.
Okay. That looks pretty decent.
Flip that inside out and
Get the funk.
yeah. Hair could slip in a matter of hours. Even if we didn't intend for the hair to slip. It's wet, it's moist, it's rolled up. It's going to happen, especially with thin-skinned possum.
So how do you prevent that? With a possum, you can.
Work quick
Yep, get it
and
done
don't
fast as you
slip and
can.
cut it up. Possum's possum.
Is there better time for
Or
possum?
just
Ready to stick in your clothes?
I'm ready to use that for a loofah. That's all right.
Alrighty.
All right, now.
Who's going to pay for that?
Okay, you know what? Where's Courtney? Is there another bucket you could have? Because I'd like to get a brain solution.
Get that red one. Use it as mine.
Okay.
Yeah, just set that pop on the ground, man. It's fine. Thank you.
Blake. I'm gonna transfer this water.
A lot better.
Yeah, pass that around. Let people smell it, see the texture, everything else. In that second cooler. In that. Just going to grab some ice water. They know it's the thing I need.
I don't know where you've been. It's not too bad, but it's bad.
Up in our hands, you know, it's going to be really soft. It'll be the softest stuff like cocoa butter or shea butter or lard. It'll be really nice. It'll smell, but it'll be really nice.
It doesn't smell
Getting the brains out, getting ready to
Yeah, it won't
brains
smell
out.
like shea butter. It'll have the consistency of it. But what we're going to do is actually
Jeremy
take that and
Janie's
add
got the
water
pleasant
to it
job of doing
slowly.
this.
What's
I
that?
said Mr. Jeremy
The
Janie's got the
same
pleasant
water
job of doing
temperature
this.
as all the other processes. Warm, but not hot enough where you're going to have to pull your hand out of the water. We're going to add a little bit of water at a time and mix it up thoroughly. We want no chunks in there, or less as possible. If you have any chunks, put it on the hide.
I'm going to get you involved in this.
Okay, and work it in. And what's going to happen, we're going to dunk that hide in there and we're going to work it into a slurry. The consistency of the tanning liquor using brain tan method should be about the consistency of possibly skim milk or less. Okay, if it's thick like whole milk and it's kind of milky white, you can add a little bit more water if you want, if you need to stretch it out. But if you have enough tanning solution to submerge your hide, there's no real need to do it anymore, to thin it out anymore, as long as you have enough material to cover and submerge your hide. When we get this to the right consistency and worked into the hide itself, we're going to take this hide, put it in the solution, set a rock, a stick, something on it to keep it all submerged for about 45 minutes to an hour. Every 10 minutes of that hour or so, it's speaking in general terms here, around about an hour, but every 10-15 minutes we're going to take it, we're going to agitate it, we're going to mix it around, we're going to change it up, we're going to work it in a little bit, put it back in the solution, put the rock on it, keep it submerged for another 10-15 minutes, come back to it, agitate it, work it in, same thing, cover it, submerge it, another 15 minutes. Do it about 4 times. It'll take about an hour and 15 minutes, okay? After that process is done, you can actually take it out and you can let it dry. You can wring it. And what the goal is now is to wring it and put it up on like your fleshing beam where it's out of the way of dirt, debris, fat, whatever, and let it harden a little bit. Let the air hit it. Pull and stretch it. Pull and work that hide. When it starts to change color in the area where you're pulling and stretching that hide, you know that it's hardening, starting to harden and dry on the outside, but while it's hardening and drying, it's up to you to work, stretch, and pull, and it's called bucking that hide. Larger hides, thinner than possum hides, sometimes you use fence posts or bucking poles. You can take a small sapling, about that big around, okay? Take that sapling, if you cut it off flush, it's already anchored in the ground, about waist high. You cut it straight across like this and you'll have that sharp angle all the way around the edge. Take and pull that. Pull, push, stretch, work that hide. When you actually start to see it turn a lighter color where you're working it, you're working it in. You're working it in. Then after you think it's very soft and it's starting to dry, it doesn't smell, it's something that you can hang on your tarp post, the branch, whatever, air dry, and it's starting to dry. The edges are going to dry first because you have one side exposed to the open air. Take that side and slice a little bit off with your knife. Look at the thickness of it, the cross section of that cut of the hide. What you're going to notice is you're going to notice a color change from one side or both sides to the middle. The middle should be the lightest, the outside should be the darkest. From the air, the wind, the sun, everything drying that or doing the drying process on that hide is changing colors. And if you start to get that dark color all the way through, you know that your tanning liquor has made it completely through the hide. If it's
It's too late now, huh?
That's good for him.
That's all brain?
It's gross.
It's that's what I'm
Did you
I'd
get
step
the?
back if I were you.
Did you get the liver?
Yeah, I should have saved the liver too. But we're gonna do this up. This is too nasty, but I'm gonna show the process.
Let's throw this in this bag. The last season. You don't want to trap a lot of others. No, they've been illegal. We got them from last trapping season. They just strap and put them in the freezer. I don't think I have to put them in the supposed to. Let me get you a little bit of water.
Yeah, bring the water over, please. I'm gonna throw up in my mouth.
I told you. Nasty.
Brains shouldn't smell this bad.
It shouldn't.
It smells like chicken.
Freeze your brains before you use them.
I don't think so. I don't think so, no. Good. You know, pick up the bone chip. Even though this brain had turned colors and turned more of a livery type red, when I mix it with the warm water and squeezing the proteins out of it, it's turning a milky color. You can all check that out.
But not too close.
There's not that much in there.
I was trying to catch a snore in there. I wasn't wanting to wake you up, brother.